Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me. And the purpose of today's video is just to clue you guys in on some research I did involving the TikTok algorithm. Before we do that, however, I'm going to give you some background on myself, on my content creation journey, and kind of the expectation I had going into not only my research, but this YouTube video. And I'm going to add the caveat that I know I'm a very, very small creator, and this analysis or this commentary or even this rant that I'm about to go on is no way an excuse for maybe my content that I know could be better. It's in no way to place blame on anyone but myself. Like I hear all the experts, I hear all the voices, I understand the bigger picture, but I still want to get some things off my chest. A little over a year ago, I quit my full-time job, my career of teaching high school, and I did that for 6 years. And when I quit, I took a few months off to figure out, what do I want to do? Do I want to go back into teaching in a new location? Do I want to pursue a different career? And after talking to my wife, long story short, we decided that I was going to stay home with our daughter, watch her so we could save a little money on daycare, and I was going to create content, mainly sports-related content, and the goal was 3 to 4 years of doing this to hopefully bring in my teaching salary that I gave up by leaving, if that makes sense. So I know that's a lofty goal to have content creation replace a career, but there are hundreds of people who do it, and I thought, why not me? Fast forward to today, which is about a year after making that decision, with still 2 years to go, and I'm monetized on YouTube, which I am so thankful for, and I'm having a blast doing YouTube. But to be honest, TikTok is driving me nuts. Every time I get on there, it's people bragging about how much money they're making, about how TikTok is so lucrative, about how they grow their following instantly, and it's so easy. All you have to do is these 3 simple steps and buy my course and yada, yada, yada. And to tell you the truth, I am completely exhausted with TikTok. I don't find it rewarding to make those short form videos. I feel like I'm always trying to come up with the next big thing to top somebody else. I can't ever really speak from the heart like I can on YouTube. It just feels so ugh. I think the main thing for me is I struggle to get any sort of a following. I'll have videos that go viral in so many ways. Okay, I realize that your viral and my viral are completely different. And so it's all kind of scaled. I like to say that if I get over 10,000 views on a video, that is viral to me with such a small following. But I've had 2 videos do over 1 million views and I still have less than 3,500 followers. I guess my hypothesis or my claim is that TikTok does not care as much about its small creators as it does about those who are willing to sell products for them, do sponsored content for them, and bring people to the platform because they already have a massive following. So let's take a quick look at my page and then I'll walk you through some of the data I gathered today. So again, guys, my hypothesis is just that I don't believe, my hunch is, my conspiracy theory about TikTok is that I don't think they love small-time creators. And I'll talk about why more with the data I gathered today rather than the things I'm about to show you now. This is the last 1 full calendar year of my page. I made 455 posts, so I average a post and a quarter a day. So this video, it was Super Bowl related, it was topical, it was timely, it got over 1 million views, 38,000 likes. This was a song I made parodying Amy Cardi's 2 Days Into College. That's done well and continues to do well, over 200,000 views. This one I was calling out a sports handicapper guru, and that got almost 100,000 views. This one was just a photo, 2 photos back to back with a sound, got 77,000 views. And then I have a 58, 24, 16, 16, 15, 15, 15, 13, 12, 10, 10, 10, 9. So if we think about what viral is for me, and with 3,000 followers, I say that 10,000 is viral for me. And I know that a lot of people are going to say that's a drop in the bucket, but that's kind of how I keep things into perspective. So I had like 15 viral videos in the last year, and I've gained maybe 1,000, 1,500 followers in that last year. And I just think out of 455 posts, right? Like, I just think that more than 10 should be doing 10,000 views. And again, that's not to sound bitter. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I just don't think it's scaled in the same way that some of these other platforms are. And I will tell you, I don't use Instagram. I rarely use Twitter. I do use YouTube and TikTok as my main two platforms for creating content. And I have already had nearly more videos go viral on shorts in the 2-3 months that I've been creating shorts than I have for a full calendar year of TikTok. So I just find that bizarre. And again, guys, like all I can hear you saying to your phone is shut up, like nobody cares. And I get that. So I'm going to show you the data I gathered today to try to help you understand why I don't think small creators are getting the fair shot. So like any good scientist, I tested my hypothesis and I ran a very rudimentary basic study on my theory that small content creators are not being promoted at the volume that other creators are. And I watched 100 TikToks today and I kept track of some things, and we're going to talk about in a second. And I know that 100 TikToks is nothing. And I know the time of day matters, and the fact that I did it at noon probably would be different than if I did it right now at 8 p.m. But I'm just going to show you what I found because I do think it is interesting. I sorted first by style. So you can see there's a couple of different styles. There's photos that would be just strictly images on the screen that you can swipe through. I didn't keep track of how many photos, just if it was a photo post, that's what it went under. Lives, which I think TikTok is, you know what? I know TikTok is promoting those heavily right now based on the data that I gathered. If you look at this, there's almost a pattern to it. Live, 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 live. Like it's every 2 or 3 TikToks that I scrolled through was somebody live. Then there's 2 others, edit and basic, and these are kind of opposite of each other. The way that I think about it is if it's a video that I could go out and make today as a very inexperienced content creator, or even you watching this, maybe you've never made a video at all, if you could go out and make it, that's what a basic is labeled as. So that's just people talking to their phones, people on their street, telling a story, people maybe doing an interview with somebody. And then an edit is one that is highly edited, highly produced, almost cinematic in some way. And so those are ones that are a little bit more out of my wheelhouse, above my pay grade, things that I could not do. And so I've sorted those as more the high quality content. The second thing I kept track of were the likes of the post, and that's pretty simple. And again, look at this live, right? Live 2, live 2, live 2, live 2, live 2. Like, look at this. Look at, okay, there's a big gap here, or a chunk here, but like, that is unbelievable how much they're pushing live. Sorry. And then finally the topic, and it's kind of varied. You can see some various topics here. We'll talk about those let's talk about them now. So here is a pie chart of the styles that I saw in 100 TikToks, almost half. 48 of the 100 were basic. So that is reassuring to small-time content creators from the very small study that I did. 48%, or half of the videos that I watched, I believe anybody could make. The next biggest chunk was live, coming in at 30%. And again, that's also pretty reassuring that anybody can go live, more or less, but it's also a little bit trickier because some people aren't comfortable going live, and I don't think they should have to be comfortable going live. Part of content creation, I get, is adapting to trends and getting outside of your comfort zone, yada yada. I could go on, but I also think to be a content creator, it takes planning, and it takes consistency, and it takes organization, and it takes a thoughtfulness. And I know you can do that on live, but it just, I don't know. I don't want to sound old school, but it just, I don't know. It doesn't quite sit. Like, there's other platforms. Like, if you want to stream. You know what I mean? I don't come to TikTok to watch people stream. So I think it's a cool feature, and I think it should be a function, right? Like, to build a community, and to be able to watch the people that you follow, you admire, you respect, the ones you want to learn from, talk to you, ask them questions. Like, that piece is cool, but to be pushing it in a way that is this dominant, 30%, especially pushing people I don't even know or follow, I do find that a little bit bizarre. 13 out of 100 were highly edited, highly produced. 4 photos, which actually surprised me significantly. I thought, the whole trend is, TikTok loves carousel photos. Oh, TikTok loves the photos. You better make photo content if you want to go viral. Shut up. Then there were 4% stitch, which I spelled wrong, and 1% that used like a popular sound, which I may have overlapped into basic anyway, but you get the idea. Most of the TikToks, half of the TikToks you could make, 30% were live, and then 13% were highly edited. I will say the positive of this is that the algorithm knows me. My algorithm, the algorithms in TikTok understand what I like. 30% humor, 12% lifestyle, 15% sports. Like that is what I consume. A little money, a little video games, a little news, some educational content. So it knows the topics that I'm interested in and is feeding me content that I would enjoy. So it is good in that way. But I think the biggest piece that we need to talk about is right here. And that is the data on the likes. And guys, I get it. Like this content that I'm making right now is very low grade. All right. I didn't put a lot of time in producing this. Again, this video is more for me, more cathartic for me. And I just thought I'd share my information without putting too much effort into it. So the average number of likes in the 100 videos that I watched minus lives. So I guess that would be 70 videos I watched if 30% were lives. The average amount of likes were over 500,000. Like that, sorry, that seems flawed, okay? It does not give me hope as someone with 3,000 followers that I'm going to appear on very many feeds. If the average like count was over 500,000, that's unbelievable. The median like, okay, the middle number, if you line up lowest to most, 180,000, all right? And this right here is the most disturbing, disheartening, frustrating thing. 4 videos that I watched out of 70 had 0 to 250 likes. There were none that had 250 to 1,000, and 3 from this massive margin, 1,000 to 5,000. If I make a video with 5,000 likes, I am thrilled, right? If we go look at some of these, 38, 18, 6, 7. This one had a ton of views, not a ton of likes. I don't know why that blew up so much. 500, 69, 312. Like, I don't get that many likes. So what does this mean? I'm not an expert. I don't have a course to sell you, okay? I don't know anything, but I'm going to make a judgment. I'm going to come to some sort of a conclusion here, and it's that every video you make, it's going to be shown to a very small group of people. And if people are not liking it at high rates, it's not going to be shown anymore. We hear about the 200, 300 view death trap. I don't know what people are calling it. I'm stuck at the 200 views. We'll make better content. I'm just not convinced that that's the answer. And I know that, again, that sounds bitter and that sounds frustrating, but I just am not convinced that all the solution is just to make better content. It has to be content, I think, that people share, comment on, engage with, which is obvious, but it doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right with me. And I hate that I don't have a hard, fast conclusion, but the fact that I was shown 7 out of 70 videos today with less than 5,000 views, that tells me that the content creators who are up and coming, who are trying to make something of this, are drowning in the droves of creators who have already made their way, who have already become, TikTok famous or what have you. So I think that the algorithm is pushing people who are willing to sell things. Oh, that's the other thing that I did not mention. Of the lives, a lot of them were selling something, not at first. So it just tells me that TikTok is motivated to promote creators who can make the money. So I just don't know if TikTok is in support of their creators, the small creators. So I don't know. That's the information I found, and I'm sure everybody's algorithm is different. The algorithm is just to help the viewer experience, more time on the app, right? So it probably loved that I was scrolling through 100 videos, but I don't know. I don't know. And again, this video I'm making is honest. It's raw, okay? I'm just sitting here puzzled. And I wish I knew the answer, because I think the biggest frustration is I make a video that I think that's my problem, okay? On YouTube, I make YouTube videos I want to make, that I find joy in. that I feel I have a message to tell. And on TikTok, I'm constantly reminded you you're going to waste your time if you don't go viral, if you don't appeal to the masses, if you don't speak to the people who are going to like. And I think it's so frustrating when I think I do it, right? Like I made this Love is Blind NBA edition. I was like, okay, it's capitalizing on a trend. It's funny. It appeals to my audience of sports lovers. Flop, absolute flop. And I'm just like, I don't know. So I think maybe I need to back away from trying to solve it and just make content and get the followers as they come. Let me know what you think in the freaking comments. I don't know. I need some ice cream.